Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah!
But they are the premier Pacifica show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic Faika Podcast with your hosts, Nackie and Carl.
Boom.
Very
And the bee is back.
There we
The
go.
brown girl. The brown girl is back.
The brown bee is back. Is that what you said?
The bee is back. Is in brown girl. Actually, brown girl woke, because we got to talk about that. She's
coming back
as
to the
well
Bay
as-
Area.
But
I
Nackie
love it.
is back. She's actually still in Southern California, but she's back on the air for what is season 7, episode
8.
9, 8, something like that.
Is it season 7?
Season
8.
7. Yeah, I don't know. We're all
Season
over the
8,
place.
episode 9.
Season 8. There we go. So today
JD and Rogers. Hey. Okay, go
we are
ahead.
going to do we're going to do community announcements without any pictures because we're technologically challenged and we don't have any of the young ones with us. So we attempted to load the pictures. They wouldn't load. We don't have Mena. We don't have Nainoa. We only have ourselves. So we have community announcements, the old school version with just us talking. We have the report of the amazing celebration of life that took place in National City in San Diego and Chula Vista this past weekend, and all of the culture that the entire family and the community enjoyed. Nackie's going to lead us through that conversation. We are going to talk a little bit about football, a little bit about baseball, and you know us, we just go all over the place. So who knows what's going to come up today. Nackie, that's the show today. What you got?
So this past, since February, I think I touched a little bit last week before I got disconnected. So I've been I got booted. I've been in the San Diego area since February 27th. And then I went back to the Bay Area March 7th for my daughter's birthday, came back, and I've been here ever since. I'm still here. Tama passed away on February 27th. He was 95 years old in San Diego. He was a Faika Ko'inga. And we had his celebration of life on Sunday and Monday. And crazy. It was a really good service. I was so proud of our family, the whole family, the Fuli family, the Ta'a family, the Sa'o family, the Moles, the Jordans, Fisos. I mean, just everybody in our family that was here did a really great job. Celebrating full force. So he's a Ko'inga, Faife'au Ko'inga. So it was huge for us. And so we wanted to celebrate him with a bang. And so it was full on culture, everything. We did we Fasamoa from Friday when both families got together, the Fuli family and the Fiso family. We got together on Friday in National City at my mom and Tama's church. And it was just, I don't even have the words to describe our family and how well we did with the Fasamoa and the culture, which I was so proud of everyone. I was like, everybody wear a pulkasi. If you ain't got a pulkasi, sit your ass down. I don't want to see everything was really well put together. A big shout out to.
There was a point where Nackie in one of the meetings before we had a family meeting, and Nackie was adamant that there will be pulakasis in loud and proud and nobody without. And she was so adamant about it. She said, if you don't have a pulakasi for tomorrow, raise your hand. And my wife raised her hand. I was like, she's not talking to you.
Yeah, because there's an area where the five out Michael's hand, hey, behind the lava lava is on. Thank you for tuning in. There is at a funeral, Samoan funeral, there's an area where the five owls eat separate from everyone else. And so that happened on Sunday. We had our meeting on Saturday. And I'm like, if you don't have a pulakasi on, I don't want to see you in that room, serving. So pretty much it went down. I mean, it went really well. And
You could
people that got up
feel
in,
how much Nackie
yeah,
meant that, because everybody
yeah,
was like, "Ooh, she means that," and Nicole was like, I'm all, no, she's talking about the people that are serving the
yeah.
food."
Yeah, it was, I mean, I was so proud of our whole family. And so big shout out to everyone that traveled to San Diego and headed back home and got home safely. So thank you to the whole family for doing that. I also wanted to shout out my Sa'o family. Jazz, Jen, Bella, Jetty, Auntie Lily, and Uncle Yeki, who are with the Ecalesia that Tama was the Faifeau for. Their whole family, crazy, amazing, crazy, amazing. And so they helped cook. They've been the family, them and my Auntie Pasa, who is Tama's sister, have been like my mom's biggest support here in San Diego. And they cooked all night, Sunday night, and it was just everything was just perfect. I can't even, I guess in San Diego when there's a funeral, you you feed the fifa in that one room, and then everybody goes off to a buffet, and then after the buffet, everybody goes home. And I was like, no, we ain't doing that. Our family is going to watch the whole, suas and everything distributed. So that was really good. And there's a Sizzler here. I know I'm a fat ass, but they don't have Sizzler where I live. And so we found a
Remember
Sizzler.
how they used to be everywhere, like in the 80s and
Yeah.
90s? There were Sizzlers
Now they're
everywhere.
nowhere.
I mean, there's a few of
Mhm.
them, but not very many.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got to eat at Sizzler a lot.
Is the cheese toast just as good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just would take a couple of bites of the cheese toast, but I mean, everything was so beautiful and so nice. And I just wanted to shout out all the families that tuned in and showed love, and family from the Bay Area who sent me messages and, messaged me, text me, called me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. And so, yeah. And the first week that I had got here, before it started getting crazy, I was here with my mom, and then my sister cousin Nellie flew in from Seattle, Washington, to come hang with us. And it was like, I don't know, day 3 of after Tama had passed away. And I can hear my mom outside. She's in the yard, and she says, we can hear her from the yard going, did he just steal my lemons? Oh no, he did not just take my lemons. Me and Nellie come running out of the house, and there's this guy. He's walking down the street, right, with lemons in his hand, like a bundle of lemons. And then, it's like our emotions are high and it's tense. And I come running, I go, excuse me. And he turns around. I go, did you just take my mom's lemons out of her yard? And he comes walking back. And then he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. You just walk onto somebody's property and take their lemons. And then Nellie's like, oh, who do you think you're, me, two crazy ass Samoans are yelling at him about lemons, right? And then, my mom sees this going on. She's like, it's okay. Give him some. So
That poor guy.
I know.
Wrong
We're
place,
like,
wrong
okay,
time.
you can have 3. Go ahead. You can have 3. And so he took like a handful, and then we let him go. I was like, dude, this is not the time for you to be taking lemons right now. So that was my lemon story. But yeah, everything turned out beautiful. I don't know how to thank everybody that reached out to us. But Lee Fakava is on with Michael Tan. Tabitha and Reek, thank you for tuning on. Regina Devi, Elvanis Wills, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate you turning into FICA. Well, what did you think of the whole thing?
I loved it. I mean, there's pieces of it that, I'm in the language and culture classes right now, from Puna Oleola. And, there's pieces like when he's announcing the SUA, that there's pieces of it I understood a lot more of why, who's talking, who they're talking to, who they represent. But that's just the learner piece of me, right? I'm going and I'm like always trying to learn more about the culture. But from the emotional piece, seeing the family, especially the younger ones, as enthusiastic and I don't know, the participation and the enthusiasm to be part of it. The family meeting we had was touching. I mean, multiple generations in the same room talking about the same thing. I just, I would always, as I went through each of the different events going at different places, I just kept thinking of, how proud Kalimi is. I'm sure he was there. Seeing how that through the culture everybody was celebrating him. We filled that church up on Sunday. That place was full all the way to the secondary room. It was nice to see, and I think that was the biggest piece, to see like your kids, you know what I mean, your kids were standing tall and proud. To see just everybody just diving in and doing what needs to be done, right? If it means we're all picking things up and all helping clean up, and there's too many people in the kitchen and we actually have to kick people out of the kitchen because we're tripping over each other, or just all of that piece of it, to see the community come together was extremely touching and extremely well done. So I know you were a big piece of coordinating all that, so kudos to you. And Auntie was like, she's older than all of us and she's got more energy than all of us. That lady is tireless.
And she's way healthier than the rest of us. And so I'm like, way, way healthier than the rest of us. And so it's kind of hard to catch up with her. She goes to the gym early in the morning and she's like, do you want to go with me to the gym? And I'm like, yeah, no, wrong child. Like, yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Go ahead without me. Go ahead without me. And so everything turned out so nice. And so I was so grateful, and I was appreciative, of everyone that jumped in and helped. Lita, hi. Thank you for tuning in. Salmon Solutions, very own Lita. I think everyone that tuned in, I was so grateful for, their love and just, we all worked each other's nerves all week. And then when it came to the day and afterwards, we were like, I'm sorry, trying to be nice to each other. So, and that's what usually happens during Fallout 11 is we all get on each other's nerves. Yeah, we all get on each other's nerves until the day of, and then we're bawling. So yeah, all I've been doing here is like eating, because everywhere you go, like every market has like a full-on deli. They have hot food, like the one Carnival, which is on 3rd Street in San Diego, Chula Vista. They have this full, like, you can order tacos, you can have sushi, you can have pizza. Then they have the hot foods. But that's every market that I go into. I went into a market that was Apple Time or something like that. They had food. I was like, man, of course I got to eat everywhere I go. I got to take a plate where I go. But
San Diego's got some amazing food. So have you done any of the seafood? Like if you get down into like San Diego, there's like the markets there are amazing, and they've also got that's one of the best places to get poke. So hopefully
I know I didn't
try it out.
I know. So yeah, I don't know. It was very nice, and it's time to go home. My mom's gonna come home with us for a little bit, and then it's my Toops Badoops. His birthday is on Sunday, so she's coming for that, and then we'll see how long I can hold on to her while my nephew Nico is gonna um, home sit. Is that what it is?
Ah,
Home sit.
house it.
So house sit. There you go. House sit. Home sit. Fob.
Unless it's
So
you all, then it's dog sit because I get to stay
yeah,
with Sunga.
dog sit. I know, and we have Sunga, and Sunga and my mom have been having conversations every morning, so it's been really good. I just cannot thank everybody enough for the amazing help, support, and love that we got this past Sunday and Monday, or actually the whole week, because it doesn't start on Sunday and Monday. It starts like from
Right.
Wednesday, last Wednesday on until everybody leaves Tuesday morning. So yeah, it
I
was
didn't know
good.
that. I had forgotten that Sunga was there. So was it Saturday night? I think Saturday night we were at your mom's, and I was talking to. I think I was talking to Cafe off on the side, and I
Hmm.
looked over and I was like, "Wow, that's a husky. That's a beautiful dog." Because it's dark, right?
Hmm.
And she tied up
Yeah.
off to the side, and then she's walking, and I was like, "Dang, she moves like Sunga." And so I start walking over there, and then she sees me, and we're both. That was like one of those Baywatch things where we run
Lord.
across the beach and hug each other. Oh my god! And I just sat down on that little brick thing next to that tree,
Mhm.
and Nicole had to come get me. She's like, "Your family's over here," and I'm like, I know, but soon." And she didn't care. You know how we
Yeah.
get all over each other. She flopped down on the
Yeah.
driveway. Like, is this where we're doing it? We're gonna hang out here. But
Hmm.
even Sunga, how did she fare that far away from home for that
She
long?
she's doing really good. She's actually right next to me right now, but she has been the star of the show everywhere we go. We took her on Friday to the family's fapopoing everything, and she was the star. Everybody wanted to hold her. Everybody wanted to walk her around. Everybody wanted to know who she was, whose dog was it. And then Sunday, Mo had her. Was she there? I think she was here at the house. And then Monday, Mo took her to the church where the Ainga was at. But I just um, one of the five owls who are hi Emily. Emily is on.
Ooh, my niece Emily.
Um, yes, one of the five owls who he led the whole thing. Five owl. He worked with us and working with the schedule, creating the schedule, the program for the services, and so he and I were in constant contact, and he is just so smart and so he reminds me of Father Alba. His
The way he
ways
speaks,
is very
the way that
humble. Yes.
Fafuina was speaking was
Mhm.
so there was points where he was engaging in English to the point where you were like,
Yes.
yeah, I can feel it. Then he would switch to Samoan and you still felt it, even if you didn't
Hmm.
understand what like he's
Yes.
engaging as a speaker.
Yes.
What a
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, you know, sometimes you end up with ones you just connect with, and he seems
Yeah.
special.
Oh my God. He was just really, he worked with us all week and did whatever my mom wanted and stuck to the rules, what she wanted. He was always, what do you want? What
Those
do
are
you
the
need?
rules. What my auntie wants.
You
Those are
know,
the rules.
yeah, whatever Auntie wants. I mean, but he was so good and just was very, I don't know, compassionate, and just everything that we want. He did. He wanted to do whatever mom thought was what she wanted for the services, and he stuck to his guns, and I loved it. I loved it because there were, sometimes other FFLs show up that you don't know or that you're not familiar with, and ask to be a part of the program. And it wasn't personal for me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If I don't know you, or Tamad didn't know you, or you weren't part of his life, then it didn't feel right. So I kind of chopped that at the knees. But it was so beautiful. I loved it. I mean, our family kicked ass. And when I mean our family, I mean, the whole family,
Sure.
Foley side
Yeah.
and the Fiesel side. So, and Peters and Taha. So I everyone did such a great job. I loved it. Our family stepped up, stepped out, did, a lot of people were talking about, I love how your family still teaches the kids as little as Kyrie, who's like 5 or 6, the culture all the way up to, high school, college. So we were like, hmm yeah. So it was good. It was beautiful. We did the whole, Balsamo to the bone is pretty much what we did, which we usually don't do, but because he's Fife outgoing, I was like, we going all out. That's it. We're just gonna do it. And so I love the girls that, my girls, Rachel, Molly, and
Mm.
Leah and Evie set up all the sewas outside. So, and they were tagged with names and then extras. And then the guys in the kitchen, Mo was running the kitchen with Chach. I mean, the guys just jumped in and helped. It was amazing. I think I posted a picture of all the guys in the kitchen, which was some, you don't usually see that. It's usually the girls, and there's enough girls in the kitchen, and then there's girls doing the sewas. This time, when the girls took off to go do the sewas, the guys jumped in and just was amazing. So big. I mean, again, I can't help, but praise everybody. I wanted to um, thank my cousin, Leata Toilolo, who did helped a big part, did a lot of helping, and Nellie and Mona, everybody. I can't name everybody, but I loved it. The pallbearers were there, present, and they just did a great job. I can't thank everyone enough. So Miss Leah Falawaz on. Hey Leah and Queenie, my sister-in-law Queenie. So yeah, I mean it was a beautiful service. I don't know how I'm gonna keep going, but um that's all I got. That's all I got. I wanted to come on and thank everybody that came near and far, you and Nick, and Gina from Marpa from Richmond, and people came from Las Vegas, people came from Texas. My Tui from Hawaii was his brother. Uncle Tui was so, it's his sibling, so it hit him hard. And
Mhm.
Antipasa sweet. So yeah, I mean, thank you everyone for text messages, cards, and love for that. I don't know what to say. Um, I don't know what to do, but thank you.
No,
Did I get
I think
everybody? I think I got everybody.
everybody could tell how much love there was in each every day. Every day people were
Mm-hmm.
showing up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here's the respect for the culture and the man,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
The
Basically.
pastors were saying, we're starting at 10 o'clock on the dot, not 10:01, not 10:02, 10 o'clock. You came in at 10 o'clock, there were no seats left. And on
Yeah.
Sunday, was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday, they were talking about what time at 2 o'clock was when things were starting. And he was funny. He was saying, not 2:01, not 2:02. Again, people were there on time. Of course, there were
Mm-hmm.
people showing up after, but the house was a packed full house at the time that these events were supposed to start.
Yeah. Yeah, big shout out to Muliangatele, who was our Matai, and then Lemusu, who was Tamal's Matai. They did a great job, both of them. So I appreciate them coming to run things there. I think I got everybody now. But yeah, my
There you go.
grandbabies were here. My sister Kay, who I've known forever and a day. We met in elementary school. I think we were 11 or 12, and we've been sisters ever since. here we are, shit, 40, almost 50 years later. And she showed up in San Diego and
Yeah.
surprised me. And I was bawling. Like, I was bawling when I seen her. I mean, my sister T came. Just, it was just nothing but love all weekend long. All weekend long
Yeah.
was nothing but love. So, yeah.
When Kay came across the room to give me and Nick hugs, I was like, I mean, it choked me up seeing her because she could only
Yeah.
be there. She was literally showing up for, it was a small window of time. And a lot of people would just punt and say, it's just easier if I don't go because I can only be there for X amount of hours. And Kay was like, nope, I'm here. I'm here for my sister's family.
Mhm.
I mean, I was like wide eyed when I saw her. So yeah, that was, people love the family. They love the man. And they're going to show up.
Yes. Yeah.
Good for them.
They
Good
love
for
my
everybody
mama. So there you go. Yes.
coming through, and you don't want to get in trouble with Auntie, so you should be there.
No. 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 I mean, people that came that I didn't expect them to get, like Mona. She jumped right in and was helping with the full of the ears and helping with the suas. And, then there was, people, she's one of those people that just jumps right in and where she's needed. So I was grateful. How was your week? I mean, even though you just got back from San Diego.
That was my week. Was being down there. It is my second week now. My 3Bs diet: no bags, no boxes, no BS. And I have been able to. The closest thing I came to, BS. So here's how committed I am to the food that I'm eating. Is I went in the house and your mom offered me panqueque, and I was like, oh, I gotta be good. Actually turned it down, and I did not eat bad
You
the
missed
whole
out.
weekend.
They were so good.
Yeah, I'm sure I did. And they always are. Anything that Minty makes is delicious. But I was able to hold it together, and I had a whole bunch of doctor's appointments, so my health was kind of in focus this week as well. And I had an interesting talk with my oncologist yesterday, and it was kind of this week 9 years ago is when I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, right? So we're sitting there talking to my doctor, and he goes, well, you're way outside of the bell curve now. The bell curve was 1 year, the short end, 3 years, the middle, 5 years, the end. And that was the bell curve, and I'm way outside the bell curve. And he said, I don't know, exactly why it is the way that it is, or why the cancer has reacted so well to what you're doing. So I'm not sure why. I'm still around. Glad I'm still around. And I,
Do you think it's your diet? Do you think it's
I think
your
it's
faith? Well, definitely your faith, but
there was Nicole, my wife, had said there's two things that you're going to need to do. One is find yourself spiritually, right? And this was the year that I found my family, right? I found you guys. Y'all were lost. I found you. So I found, my biological family. I found the community. I found the culture. And I reconnected with God. So I think that, from a spiritual standpoint, if you're going to beat cancer, and I consider beating it every day, I don't consider, a long haul. If you're going to beat cancer, you're going to have to get right spiritually. There's just no way around it. I think physically, from that standpoint, I've done a little bit of everything. But when I've been told you need to bring your A1C down, you need to, stop eating sugar and all those kind of things. Like, I do those things, right? But I don't think if I weren't right spiritually on the other side, I don't know that, I'd be where I'm at today. I think everybody's journey with cancer is different. Yours is different. Nicole's is different. cancers in our family. So sometimes I think, at this point, when it can't be cancer free, then I want to be able to live with cancer for a long time. That's my goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just more of, being thankful, having gratitude for every piece of every bit, every minute of the day. But those were a lot of doctor's appointments, another doctor appointment today. It's kind of that time to reevaluate what exactly I'm doing. So I am actually not eating bad food no matter what. And that's going to help me, continue to be well outside the bell curve. You call me an outlier. That's what I am at this point. I'm an outlier. But yeah, that's my week.
So no bags, which means like chips or any kind of snacks, no boxes like Cheez-It, cereal, any like, I don't know, Nutri-Grain bars, that kind of thing.
No bullshit.
No bullshit.
That would be fast food, because that I could, if I said no bags, no boxes, right? I can go eat at, I don't know,
Those are all
McDonald's
boxes.
3 times a day and go, yeah, well, no bags, no boxes. So no bags, no boxes, no BS. I know that I've got to be able to do this for the rest of my life, right? So I'm not saying I'm never going to have a cheeseburger. I'm never going to have, I don't know, pancakes or whatever. But until I get right and my numbers are right, then, this is what it's with. What I need to do is eat differently. Yeah, I want to live, so I'm going to eat differently. Oh, so one thing that I was really, Nicole and I were really surprised with is we are doing I'm on a med that costs almost $5,000 a month.
You're what?
Mark Cuban, I'm on a med that costs $5,000 a month.
Jesus.
Mark
do you
Cuban,
pay that, or do you have insurance?
I have insurance, but it does not cover. I mean, it's still, I don't know, 1,100, even with insurance. But Mark Cuban has there is a pharmacy, and it's available to everybody. Mark Cuban has taken the generic drugs. If there's a generic drug, he's selling it for like 10% above cost. So rather than the $5,000, it's $39.
Are you getting it for $39? Yay!
$39. And it's not a secret. You can Google Mark Cuban Pharmacy. They take insurance. That is, yeah, and we were blown away because my oncologist
Well, how
said,
did you
"Hey,
hear about it?"
My oncologist told me about it." So he actually sent us there, and we found it cheaper there than we would have through his office. And that's how good of a doctor he is. That is how much of a healer he is. He said, "Hey, see if you can get it cheaper over there. Let me know, what the name is, and if it's the same, then get it over there because it's cheaper and it's better for you." Yeah, that is. And so a lot of times people talk about billionaires, like billionaires need to do their share and they need to do this. And here's a guy who is making that, and there is a markup, but it's enough to run the business. It's not like he wants to make millions or billions of dollars off of it. That's $5,000 to $30. That's the difference.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a plug. Mark Cuban Pharmacy. Google it.
Wow.
Find it. Take insurance. And if there's a generic drug out there, I can almost promise you it's cheaper than what you're paying through your insurance.
Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company. Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company.
That is the one.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. That's so awesome. So I'm like trying to look at the time because I'm going to save that as a clip.
Yeah. Mark Cuban, amazing. I mean, that's I mean, a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's, for publicity or, somehow he's making money off of it. He's showing you how much it costs to make the drug, how much it costs to handle it. And he's showing you the markup. Like sometimes it's 5%, sometimes it's 15%, but it ain't $5,000, right?
Yeah.
It's 15% when some drugs are being marked up like 2,700%.
Well, where did you find? Oh, your oncologist told you about this.
Dr. Kyleth is a good man. Yeah.
Man, that's so awesome. That's so awesome.
So I believe if it's a generic drug, everybody can save money by,
Right.
the worst you find out is you can't save money. But, that's the whole point is if there's a generic drug. So if, I don't know, Bayer makes a drug, it's proprietary for a certain amount of years. And then it can be a generic drug. So when it's a generic drug, Mark Cuban buys it and markets it and marks it up 15%, 10% or whatever. And that's when some drugs are marked up thousands of percent. Like it's not 100% thing, like 15%. People may think, oh my gosh, but it's still 15%. There's drugs that are marked up 2000%. So, yeah.
Right. Like so many drugs. We had this great interview on Trevor Noah's podcast with Mark Cuban. He talks about it in the background. So,
Yeah.
It's there you go. So
there you go. I think Nackie may be having some connection issues, so I am going to go into our community announcements while Nackie gets unfrozen. Experience the return of season 8 of the 2024 Stag Elites Big Man Camp at City College of San Francisco. Kickstart your off season with Stag Elite every Saturday, running now to June 29th from 9 a.m. to 11:30. Secure your spot by registering at stagelite.org. All My Usos and Fatasi bring you Malanga through healing. Family Art Night happening tonight, March 21st, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at SCDC, Samoan Community Development Center. First 50 attendees will get $50 gift cards. That is tonight. That's right now. So if you're in the city and you got a minute, stop by and see Malanga through healing. Join All My Usos for Famalosi, Building a Better Mind and Body. Free class Tuesdays from 5:30 to 7. They'll be teaching Tahitian dance, song, and drumming while expanding your knowledge of mental health resources. Limited space available. Secure your place now by clicking the link in their bio. Nackie, you want to take on Illuminati Education?
Sure. Samoan Solutions presents their Illuminati Education Gift at Illuminati Art Gift Awards. San Francisco Bay Area students of Samoan descent in grades 6 through 12 can apply for financial support towards education and mixed media art. Check out their flyer on their social media for all the qualifications. Deadline to apply is Friday, April 19th. Apply today through the link in their bio and follow Samoan Solutions on their IG for all updates.
Pacific Islander Community Partnerships is excited to lift the voices of Pacifica women wave makers on March 27th from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. This is a free event happening in Redwood City. Scan the QR code on the flyer or go to their IG page and click the link in their bio. Is that where Doris Tulifau is going to be speaking?
I believe so. I think
that's the event. Yeah.
Yes. The 6th Annual Polynesian Heritage Awards, brought to you by the Pacific Islander Community Partnership, PICP, is happening on Saturday, May 4th at 5 p.m. in South San Francisco Recreation Banquet Hall. General admission tickets are on sale now. We can't wait to celebrate and honor our Polynesian community together as we kick off Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Click the link in their bio to purchase tickets.
Chelu presents the 12th Annual Chamorro Cultural Festival filled with music, dance, art, cultural education, and food celebrating the indigenous peoples of the Mariana Islands. Happening this Saturday, March 23rd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Oceanside Pier 301 at the Strand, Oceanside, California. So that's down your way, Nackie, just north of you. That is on the Strand,
yes.
And that is this Saturday.
Happening this Saturday. So if you're in the area, go and support. Lots of things happening in the Bay Area as well, and in Los Angeles or the Southern California.
Yeah.
I've missed so many events, but I'm hoping to catch them. I'm hoping to go check out a Fresh Off the Boat restaurant, which is open in Sacramento. So I want to go check them out hopefully this week. Easter is coming up. Do you have any plans for Easter?
5-5's in town, so I'm sure there will be yelling and screaming, arguing, and lots of board game playing.
Mm-hmm.
The family, except for myself, is like fiercely competitive at that. Like there's some arguing about the rules and all that good stuff that triplet love really comes out when they're all in the same building. But yeah, no, just I'm gonna kick back. We'll see the. How about you? What's going on with the Molly clan?
Easter, we usually have dinner at either at Pete's, my brother's, or mine. We haven't decided yet which one we're having. We've had a lot going on. So, that'll happen. I just seen on social media PICTAR and PCRC is having their 11th annual National Pacific Islander Violence Prevention Conference. That's happening April 12th and 13th. And this year it is in Salt Lake City, Utah. So maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get up there. We were at last year's. I think I was on the panel for the Pacific Islander Violence Prevention Conference. If you are in Utah, I highly recommend that you go. There's a lot of great speakers and a lot to learn there. You'll get to meet a lot of Pacific Islanders that speak on violence within the Pacific Islander community. They usually have data and slides, so it's really interesting. I seen that on Instagram, so I wanted to let everybody know. But nothing new is going on. I'm headed back to the Bay Area tonight, hoping to catch people on the way. We're almost done with Women's History Month. So I'm grateful for, is it PICP, who is this weekend is going all out celebrating Pacifica women. On the 23rd, they're having a conference, and then on the 27th is their big. I think that's the one that Doris is talking. So they have two events back to back on the 23rd and the 27th. Go check out their social media pages for all the information. But that's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's all
a lot
I
of
got.
going on in the it's the NFL off season. Free agencies out there, and there's a receiver that the Steelers are looking at. The Steelers made some big moves in the off season, but this particular receiver that they're looking at plays for the City by the Bay. Brandon Ayuk is rumored to be possibly headed to the Steelers. I don't see it personally. I think that they got Russell Wilson extremely cheap. They got him cheap like a I don't know, a bag of chips. Like he's going to be the league minimum, 1.2 million this year for Russell Wilson, and then they picked up Justin Fields for like a 6th round pick. So that's bargain shopping. And Ayuk is not going to be a bargain. He's going to be really expensive.
Yeah, he's going to be really expensive.
Yeah.
I just seen Jimmy G. Did he go to the Rams?
I don't know where Jimmy G is at now. I don't know.
I think he went to the Rams because I seen my cousin. She's down south, and she's seen Rams QB Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, he might be suspended, but she posted some kind of suspension. But I guess he's their new quarterback. Hi, T. T is on. Sister T. Love you. Jimmy, she posted something about Jimmy G in a Rams uniform, and I commented on it. I was like, oh, so sorry for you.
I gotta ask, though. What does the Nackie mind work? Colin K got one shot. He went to the Super Bowl. He didn't make it. In Nackie's book, man, he got to go. Get him out. Jimmy G takes you all to the bowl, loses, and what does in Nackie's world? Gone. Get him out. But Brock Purdy, he's not out. He's still in the house, in Nackie's house at
He's
least. What's the difference?
the difference is there was so much hype about Colin Kaepernick that he didn't live up to
Okay.
the. We got
First
the
and goal.
last guy. You know what I mean? Like we got the very last guy that got picked in the draft, and he took us all the way. There was no expectation. There was, you know what I mean? Like
All
people
right.
didn't, you know what I mean? There was the hype was too big. Jimmy G, he was over too much. Like
It's like
Jimmy.
these quarterbacks. Nackie just, I mentioned names, Alex Smith, and she.
No.
But Brock Purdy,
No,
he gets
man.
one more shot, right? Like he can't do that
Yeah,
again.
because there's no expectation. Like people expect, like Jimmy G, everybody was hyping him up and oh, he's this and this and that. He's making all these millions and trillions of dollars and nothing. Colin Kaepernick, same thing. They hyped him all up. I mean,
Big
Colin
contract.
Kaepernick,
Right?
I like his personal,
Social stance. Yeah.
social stance. But him as a quarterback, all that hype that was going on before all that social stance was going on, like this is the guy. I never felt that. So
All right.
overrated.
All right.
Jimmy G, overrated. Like he keeps hopping. Like, so where is he going? So, and then, Brock Purdy, there is no expectation, I mean, now people are like, oh my God, this kid is like, and I think he still plays humble. He knows how to get out of the pocket. He's quick thinking. He's young. So there's time for him to grow.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So
I don't see how,
there you go.
I mean, I'm not a Niner fan, but I don't see how you could root against that kid. Like that's what a great story, right? Like that's the last guy drafted, third string quarterback, and then look where he's at. So yeah, I mean, there's no reason to hate on that guy.
You can't.
I would
but people
how
are.
the Nackie mind works. Why Brock Purdy's still in the house, but everybody else, you got to get out.
Yeah, everybody else. That's because everybody was overrated. Too much money. Like, I'm still old school. I feel like you have to earn your way to the $1 million. Like Michael Jordan, remember when he first came to the NBA? He was like making, I don't know, not really big money, but as he started to win, he didn't start making Michael Jordan money until he started winning, championships. And then he deserved all that money. Like these kids are coming in with all that money. You haven't done shit yet. And you're making millions and millions and millions. Like I feel like you have to earn just like any other job. You start at the bottom and work your way up. These kids are coming in at the top. No. That was my 2 cents. There you go.
Last piece of the Nackie mind, because Nackie doesn't know anything about this, right? So I'm going to describe a situation, and I'm going to see if the Dodger bias sticks through. So Shohei Ohtani, the two-way pitcher, he's a pitcher and a hitter. I mean, one of the best hitters in the league. I don't know about one. He's top 10% both in hitting and pitching. Basically doing what Babe Ruth did, 100 years ago. His interpreter, not him, but his interpreter is now under investigation for swindling him out of millions because of gambling. Now, the original story was that Ohtani was helping him pay off debts. Like he was helping him, like picking him up. Like he's my friend. I want to help him pay off gambling debts. That was the original story. Now the story is different. The story is the interpreter was stealing from him and they didn't know what was going on. Two different stories, right? In my mind, I'm like, it should be the same story. It shouldn't change. So now it makes me think like, are they going to tie Ohtani to this guy gambling on baseball? He's claimed he hasn't gambled on baseball yet. Remains to be seen. Does he get a pass, or because he's a Dodger, is he out of the house?
I don't, if it legit is his interpreter that gambled on baseball and, swindled him out of money. Oh, for sure he should get a pass. I think he should get a pass if that really is the case, So, yeah, I think he
So
deserves
there you have it. You got Nackie being objective because I know in her mind she thinks Dodger guilty, but she's able to overcome the bias against the Dodgers and give him it's a we'll wait and see. I guess we'll call it we'll wait and see.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Speaking of sports, you have wait till I wear my new Niner jacket that I got down here. Oh my God! Wait
This
till
was
I
a
wear
great
it.
show until now. You can't wear
Yeah.
that.
Yet no, I got this new Niner jacket. You know, in San Diego, there's this shopping area, like because we're Chula Vista, we're like I don't know, but they only had two, and Mo wanted it, but they didn't have his size, and I was like, do they have my size? And so it's like it's oh my God, I can't wait to wear it. I can't wait to wear it next week. I'm gonna wear it next week. And then I was like, oh, are you gonna make some more? Because Mo wanted to get the jacket in his size. And so they said, oh, they're not making them anymore. Wait till I wear my jacket next week.
By next week, we may have ourselves a new receiver.
Yeah, no. Y'all ain't got that one. He's too high priced for y'all.
The Steelers, they're making big splashes in free agency, but they're cheap. They're not like those are big names, but they're not spending money. Brandon Ayuk is going to be too much money that Steelers. I doubt the Steelers are going to keep, going to be doing that. I think they're still bargain shopping.
Yeah, and like I hope they hang on to Drake Jackson because he's a friend of the show. He's a friend of the show. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
well, you guys get Konga back next year. He'll be healthy.
Yeah.
That would have helped. That honestly would have
helped.
He'd have been seeing Kelsey in the middle there in the Super Bowl. He would have been.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah, definitely. I think I did see. I know it's kind of old news, but Jason Kelsey. Retired. Yeah, he retired, and so I used to listen to their podcast. That I think it's.
That's a good podcast. Called. It's funny.
And I don't listen. Ever since they beat the Niners, I unsubscribed. Don't listen to the show anymore. No, thank you. So
was the Eagles the last year. That was the last Niner game, and then the Chiefs was the last Niners game this year. So that's the end of that podcast, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even listen to it anymore. So there you
Salty
go.
Man.
Salty. So that's it. That's all I have. I'm not watching it anymore because they beat the Niners. So I don't watch anything Kansas City, even though it was a really good podcast. I'm taking a break. It probably
still is a real good podcast.
It probably is. I'm taking a break. So there you go. I'm done with it.
Well, at least one of them doesn't play for a team that beat there's only one of them that plays for a team that beat the Niners. The other one doesn't play anymore. Yeah. Maybe that'll allow you to get back in.
Yeah. I mean, there's still great podcasts out there. Polynesian, which is out now. They have a new episode every week, so go check them out. Follow them on social media. Politicking with Sefa and Marcus. They're so funny. Please go check them out. Follow them on all social media outlets. TikTok is going away. Maybe.
Oh, well. Yeah, that could be a whole thing, but yeah, they're basically the bill is going to require their parent company to divest themselves of TikTok, or TikTok will get banned. It always makes me feel like, in history, right? Did people, when they were doing internment with the Japanese in World War II, did people understand how racist that was? You know what I mean? Like. And then they just did it. But I mean, what did the majority of society think? Did the majority of society go, well, that makes sense. They might be from Japan. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's those things, or, when they said no more people from China can immigrate here, they literally said no more Chinese at one point. Did people back then know how that, like, now we look back and then we go, oh my gosh, that's horrible. Like, I can't believe they would do that. If we ban TikTok now, 100 years from now, are people going to look back and go, I can't believe they banned TikTok because it was from China?
Banned TikTok.
Right. Like, so how will history look at
because
this?
They're doing
Yeah.
Facebook invades your privacy.
They
Instagram
actually have
invades privacy.
they have
I'm like,
stricter
it's crazy.
information guidelines than Facebook and Instagram. Like they're
Right.
more strict with information, their controls than other social media companies, but they're from China. And so I always think about how will history look back at this. When we look back, people, our grandkids look back and go, I can't believe that in 2024 they banned TikTok. That was
A
so,
social media outlet.
right. And maybe we won't, right? Maybe there's a legit reason to do it, but I try to think about what do we do like 100 years ago? What do we look at and go, that's crazy that we did that? And
Right.
then now I think like in 100 years from now, what are we doing now that people will look at 100? Because to think that we're in the final form and we're the highest form of, you know what I mean? Like we're never going to get any better. No, I mean, obviously we're going to evolve. So what are we doing today that will people next generations will look at and go, that's silly? I wonder about the TikTok thing, right? Like, is that paranoia or is there something legit there? Because that I'm sure there were plenty of Americans that didn't think putting Japanese in internment camps wasn't
Yeah.
paranoid. Like it was called for because we don't know. And that
Yeah.
feels like what we're doing now with TikTok is it's called for, we don't know what China could do with, this or that. That feels like that, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know how it'll be seen in 100 years, but it feels wrong.
Yeah. And maybe there's something they're not telling us, but I just don't know what it is. And millions of people quit their jobs to make money off
Yeah.
of TikTok, right? Like, what's his name? Keith Lee, who's the food,
Right. Critic.
whatever, critic.
Food review.
Yeah. He reviews food, like he travels around the world, like he's doing reviews in different cities, and he's doing a food tour, right? All of this from this that started on TikTok. Him and his family are at awards. They're, people are sending them stuff. Like there's tons of I don't know what you call them on social media that get famous off of being on social media, are making, influencers are making millions of dollars, and so they're going to lose they're really going to need to go get a job outside of the house.
Right. Well, I mean,
and the house.
There's other platforms, but they're going to have to start over. I mean, there's a piece of TikTok that exploded in 2020 with COVID that if you were at the front of that wave, like you rode the wave way forward. Like it's harder to get in now and do what, you could have built in 2020. But now, that I can see where they'd be like, I don't want to start over. Like I'm good. I'm solid where I'm at.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Stay tuned.
Yeah, a whole bunch of Pacific Islanders that are pissed off. I don't get to scroll that TikTok feed anymore. There's some great content on there.
There's great content on there, and so anyway, I'm grateful for the day, and so I am headed to the Bay, back to the Bay tonight. So. Thank you for tuning in this evening. I think I was out for like a second because, connection here in San Diego, what's up with San Diego, is a little crackly. Is that what you said? Crackly,
and then frozen. That's why I started the community announcements.
Yeah, I was like, hello. But anyway, thank you to everybody that tuned in this evening. We will be back next Thursday at 6 p.m. Anything you want to get out before we shut the door?
No, drive safe, be safe, and I'm sure I'll see you when you get up here.
Yeah, thank you, sister. I will travel safe. Mo drives 100 miles an hour, so we should be there in 4 or 5 hours. But again, thank you to my whole family that showed up and showed out this weekend. I love you. Also, you and Nicole for coming up. So I appreciate everyone that traveled. So we're here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Come back to Faika with us.